Operation Sindoor, India's decisive 2025 counter-terror strike that dismantled major terror infrastructure across Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. A powerful message of deterrence was delivered with precision. But while the visible threat has reduced, a quieter, more dangerous enemy is taking shape. Tonight on Defense Dynamics, we look at the silent aftermath of Operation Sindoor. How Pakistan's ISI has shifted gears from infiltration to hybridization, embedding terror inside India's own social and professional networks. May 2025, Operation Sindoor blurred the lines between preemption and precision retaliation. The Indian strike dismantled terror hubs in Pakistan and the POK. A deterrent signal delivered without noise. But as the guns fell silent, the ISI began recalibrating its strategy, not by rebuilding camps, but by re-engineering terror itself. A shift from infiltration to infiltration of trust. The first signs appeared not in remote bunkers, but in Indian cities. In Faridabad, investigators seized 2,900 kilograms of explosive precursors from two practicing doctors, Muzammil Shakil and Adil Ahmed Rathar. Ahmedabad revealed something even darker, a doctor allegedly conspiring to make resin, sourcing material from local markets and communicating with networks linked to Pakistan and ISKP. These cases show a chilling new pattern. Radicalization, wearing a stethoscope, trust turned into a weapon.
The Red Fort blast investigation has taken a sharp turn after terrorist Umar's self-shot video surfaced, showing him calmly defending suicide bombing. Investigators say this points to a new breed of terrorists, individuals who are educated, eloquent, and psychologically prepared for violence. His composed monologue reflects deep ideological conditioning, far from any act of desperation.
Shielded by nuclear parity, Pakistan avoids over-escalation, but thrives in the space below the threshold. The ISI's old doctrine of 1,000 cuts is mutating into 1,000 shadows. Professionals, students, women trained remotely on encrypted platforms are becoming nodes of a silent, sub-conventional campaign. These are citizens embedded in daily life, camouflaged by legitimacy. The hybrid threat is not just human, it's financial and technological. Money is laundered through charities, converted into stable coins, broken into micro UPI transfers. The Gujarat model alone used digital research grants to disguise terror funding. At the border, drones fly low across Punjab and Rajasthan, not carrying narcotics but weapon components and encrypted devices. The enemy that does not march but drifts silently through the skies. The new terror template also targets time, not just space. Operations are aligned with national events, budget sessions, summits, major festivals, designed to create psychological tremors with minimal physical damage. A shift from mass casualty attacks to precision disruption.
The NIA has now revealed that the Delhi module initially planned Hamas-style rockets and drone attacks across capital's high-security zones. Investigators say the group was actively modifying drones to fire rocket-style explosives, a system engineered for mass casualties. Arrests made over the last 48 hours show the module was scouting multiple technical experts to bring this plan to life. With digital devices and procurement trials now in custody, officials say the timely intervention of India's security forces prevented a catastrophic drone-delivered terror strike on the capital.
A striking new element, women-led modules and family cells. Female doctors, lecturers, nurses acting as couriers and recruiters, shielded by social acceptability. Family-based microcells ensure emotional loyalty and make intelligence penetration far harder. India's own success, digital payments, mobility, professional empowerment is being twisted into vulnerabilities. A UPI transfer can enable both a hospital bill and a terror transaction. Credentials meant for healing and service now double as access points for infiltration. When suspicion enters workplaces and homes, the threat becomes not military but social. Countering a hybrid threat needs hybrid solutions. India's agencies are now moving towards real-time data fusion, integrating financial intelligence, behavioral analytics, and digital surveillance. Regulations on precursor chemicals, drone operations, and digital ecosystems are tightening. AI-driven predictive models, the next frontier, will help identify anomalies before activation. Technology must be both shield and the sword. But the ultimate battleground is society itself. Hospitals, classrooms, financial systems, and homes. The challenge is to safeguard vigilance without eroding trust. This is where India's resilience outmatches Pakistan's reinvention. Operation Sindoor changed the battlefield. Now India must secure the mindscape. The enemy today doesn't cross mountains or rivers. It crosses boundaries of trust. ISI's shift from infiltration to indigenization is dangerous, but not undefeatable. India's strength has always been its social cohesion. Hybrid threats can only succeed in shadows, and those shadows disappear when institutions, citizens, and intelligence systems work together. Operation Sindoor proved India can strike with precision. Now the real test is protecting the country from within and ensuring that vigilance never turns into fear.